I know. So like, yeah, like today I had like 2 million people watching me draw this T-Rex, right? And I
Nice.
was like, I was like, holy shit, I should try to sell something. No, I'm kidding. I had like two people watching me anonymously in the back, and that doesn't happen to me actually a lot. So I was like, oh shit.
It's
And
still a
I
lot.
forgot where I was. I forgot what my original point was, but that's what I was about to say. So
I mean, I had a person come in to my stream today, and they were, I guess they said hola, and I said something in Spanish. And then they were like, oh, you know Spanish? And I'm like, yeah, a little.
habla.
And I was like saying stuff. And apparently it got me a sub. So I was
Oh, dude, that's cool.
like, that's cool. They gifted a sub to my channel.
That is nice.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. But
Cool.
yeah, I think with Twitch, it's like you can be personal because it's easier to do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
'Cause it's your settings, it's your stuff. You can do whatever you want, you know.
Yeah, you get to know your viewers, right? It's
Yeah,
like you said, it's more personal.
it's a lot easier to manage too.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Like you don't have to do no post editing, no nothing. It's just you go live, and that's exactly that, right? That's actually why I do it, because I'm not about to do any kind of video editing. I make music, right? So I already do audio editing, and like I can barely handle that, and video editing would just kill me.
Yeah,
To be honest, I don't know how people do that, but
it's a lot. It really is.
it is a lot. It's a lot of stress on yourself and the computer. Like your computer has to be like pretty decent to be able to do like high end video editing, and
And yeah, if you're doing
that's
something high end, that requires good computer.
definitely definitely. Uh,
I've done it
yeah,
with like YouTube videos, and some of them take a lot of time because it's cutting out
oh,
like all the stupid parts,
exactly,
just all the ums and
exactly. So I could never do like be a YouTuber like that. I don't think like I was able to post those like speed paints and put some music to it. I guess that's as far as I went with it. But
yeah.
doing all those fancy transitions and timing everything appropriately, like I could if I really tried, I could, believe me. But I will
Yeah,
not do that.
it's effort. It's a lot of effort.
It's so tedious, bro. It's so
I
tedious.
I know. I used to I used to be more serious about YouTube, but then YouTube was like, and I'm not mad at YouTube for this, but they were just like, I was a partner at one point on YouTube,
Oh, you were okay.
and then I lost it because Logan Paul did the thing and changed YouTube forever. So now it's like now I need like 5,000 subscribers and 1,000 views. And I'm just like, I don't have the patience. Like, I don't have that kind of patience to sit and do all that again.
Yep.
Like, I'll just enjoy not being a partner and having all those stuff. Because it's cool when you're a partner on YouTube. What they don't tell you is they give you a bunch of stuff to help your channel out. They have a thing
Yeah.
called creator. I think I still have it only because from before, but it's like creator something, and it basically gives you tips and things you can do for your channel, which is really nice of them to do. But you know, when you don't, I guess when you're not a partner, you don't have it. You don't have that. Like they send you monthly emails and stuff like that. YouTube is actually really nice to you with that stuff.
Mm,
It's the same way
hmm.
Twitch does it, you know, where Twitch gives you like advice and things you can do. YouTube does the same thing. But with Twitch, it's like I think you have to be an affiliate. I mean, do you see other stuff Twitch offers, or is it?
No, I don't get. I'm not affiliate, so I don't get really any of that stuff.
Yeah, Twitch sends me like things they updated, and they're like, "Oh, make a channel trailer, make a whatever," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm good.
I
uh,
know, right?
I'm pretty set.
I'm good on that. No thanks.
I'm set, not doing all that work."
I was I was making, Viv,
Yeah,
Viv, one of my viewers, Viv. I was kind of making him angry because I don't think he was angry, but he didn't like how I had my intros are really long and my outros are really long too on my streams. So it's like
yeah.
before I log on, before I like stream, my intro is like 15 minutes long. It says stream is about to start, and it's like a counter of like 15 minutes. And oftentimes I would come back to like 20-25 minutes because I'm like in the shower, like uh and then like I'm like doing something else, and then I'm like making breakfast, and I kind of just like stream at my leisure, like I don't care. And then when I'm done, I put it on the screen where it says "Thanks for tuning in," and then it's like, and then that's up for another like half hour,
Oh my
35 minutes.
God.
So it's like my intro and outro combined are like an hour, but then the actual stream is like an hour and a half. So it's like
It's
my numbers
horrible.
are all fucking skewed because like obviously nobody watches the intros. And
Yeah.
just because I don't really like have any discipline when it comes to like controlling that shit. But he's like that thanks screen was on for like an hour, 2 hours the other day. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a good practice uh on that. But I like Twitch because like every now and then you'll get someone in there and you can have a conversation, while you're doing what you like doing. So that's why I like it.
I like when people you have a conversation with them and then they just stop talking.
Yeah.
But then like they're there. And then like
Yeah.
15 minutes later they're just like, "Oh, sorry, I'm lurking now." And you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
"Yeah, that's cool."
Right.
It's not like we were talking
Hmm.
for like 20 minutes.
Right.
Oh man. I don't know. I think it's cool when with Twitch at least it gives you the freedom to do what you want. But then that in itself is tricky. Because then it's like, all right, I have freedom to do what I want. What do I do? Right?
Right. Hey, I
It's
mean,
like,
maybe I don't have that problem, but I think some streamers who do multiple things may have that problem. Like, should I do games? Should I do art? I can see that being a thing. Like,
yeah,
I had often thought about streaming some of my games. I play a lot of Dota, and I did at one point. So, I mean, I guess I did run into that issue at one point. What should I do today? Should I play games? Should I draw? But I decided not to stream games on my channel and just to keep it strictly creative because when you see like a really when you see someone playing Dota like on stream, it's like so many people play Dota.
yeah.
I would more or less like somebody to see my drawing and then see the uniqueness of that and to be drawn in by that rather than to get turned away by a game that everybody else streams. So
And
that's
then
kind of
with
why I
game,
decided to remove games from my stream. But
yeah, and then with games, it's like it's hard to sometimes be on a stream and play games because your attention needs to be on the game.
oh, right, exactly. Especially the game that I play. Um,
Yeah.
you got to be on your shit, right? Like you can't be looking over chatting.
Yeah. I think I once did a stream where I was playing God of War because I've been playing that like nonstop. Um,
Nice.
but I've been playing it and I noticed I was trying to beat this one part, but I kept ignoring Twitch. I'm like, I can't
Right.
really do both, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like you got to do those like co-op games. I feel like that's the only way you can really get away with playing a game and like
Yeah.
playing a game and talking.
I mean, if
To
you're
each
like
other.
questing and WoW, like I can see being able to stream, right? Because you could probably do a quest and then like stop and chat, do something else. But a game like
Yeah,
League of Legends, fuck no. There's no way. Like unless you want to just get slaughtered, in the game,
yeah. A lot of
you're
like
gonna get stomped, and your whole team's gonna be mad because you want to like all tab over to your Twitch chat and like send out a couple emojis. You know.
yeah. I hear League is so toxic though.
Oh yeah, they're pretty bad. Yeah, I can,
You've played League.
no, I don't play League. I play Dota.
Uh, so
In
what's
fact, I
like
just got done playing before I got on here. I just got done.
what's the difference between Dota and League
Well,
in
for
your
one,
opinion?
the graphics are a bit different. For one, uh, the characters, like I think League is a bit more stylized in nature. Their characters more cartoony, in my opinion. League's map is like much smaller than Dota's. Dota's map is like huge.
Isn't Dota the one where it's like I don't want to say open world, but it's like you're running around the map?
Well, League and Dota are the same type of game. So, yeah, you do run around a map, but it's not like an RPG open world type of thing. It's more like the map is the arena, and then the arena consists of two teams that battle each other.
Okay. So
And it's a
like
tower. I guess it's like a tower defense type of thing too.
oh, I tried playing League once and I didn't like it.
Yeah, they're tough games to learn how to play. Like the learning curve is pretty tough. I early in my career, I worked for a game company that made those type of games. So that's actually how I got exposed to those type of games.
Why'd you stop working for them? Was it just
Well, the
not your
company I
thing?
worked for made a game similar to League of Legends, and in fact, it it existed alongside of League of Legends, but it didn't make as much money as League, but it definitely had a whole company around it, and it was a different type of style to it. And eventually, they tried to make another one just like it, and I was put on that team, and that did not work. And they had to get rid of a bunch of people, and eventually the company shut down.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
not
like
uncommon for that to happen, but
yeah. Sounds like a animation studio issue, you
right.
know. Because like some I heard like this one animation studio made a movie
Mm.
and the movie like bankrupted them. So they made the movie and then they had to shut down.
Yeah,
And I'm
because
just
probably
like,
the movie didn't make enough money to
yeah,
make a profit or pay for their expenses or something.
that's rough. I'd be really upset.
Happens a lot, I think.
I feel like I'd be upset if that happened to me. If I like worked for a company and then we didn't make enough money and we had to like stop. I'd be like,
Yeah, it definitely is pretty demoralizing for sure. But
imagine if like that happened and whatever it was actually ended up doing well, but you just
yeah.
didn't have the money to keep the company going. That would suck. I think that would really suck.
Well, that's kind of what happened with us. In fact, like the product that we made was pretty awesome, actually. Like but the problem was is that the product existed in a market where that was essentially saturated with other games that were just like it that
Yeah.
attracted all the attention. So not only could we not only just existing in that marketplace was a feat in itself, but in order for us to survive, we would have had to essentially steal users away from these other games, which is pretty difficult to do. So,
Yeah, those fans are pretty ingrained in
I mean, you're not going to
their game.
pull users away from League of Legends, the most played game on the planet. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, they make bank. Like like
Oh,
I'm
dude. They,
I'm obsessed with I'm obsessed with Worlds for League of Legends
uh-huh.
just for the music performances.
Oh, I see.
And when you see the performances, you're like, they really have money. One of the openings, they got like an animatronic dragon to fly into the arena, like as like not like a real like metal dragon, but like it's like an animation kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the dragon flew into the arena, landed, and then like spit fire, and you're just like watching this like, yeah, they got money to just waste.
Oh, yeah. They,
Yeah, they just got money to waste. League is what? Blizzard?
no, Riot.
League is Riot, right?
Riot.
Blizzard is what? Magic the
What?
Gathering?
No, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone,
There, yeah, Hearthstone.
uh, Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
They got
I
a
think
few other big ones out there, but
at some point I wanted
Diablo.
to Diablo. Yeah, Diablo is a pretty big one.
Yeah,
And there's
I've been
Diablo
playing
2,
that
right?
lately.
Have you played the second one?
I'm a late adopter. I started on Diablo 3, so everyone call me a noob
Ah,
for that.
yeah. But I mean,
Uh,
that's your choice, right? I mean, if you want to start at 3, start. I don't.
yeah,
I feel like people are always like that with games, where it's like you have to start it at the beginning, and sometimes
you
you
had to
don't
be there
have
from
to.
day one, otherwise you're completely new.
It's like I didn't play the first 3 God of War games, you know.
Yeah,
Although I hear they're pretty good. I, so you've worked on video games, like that seems really cool.
I've worked on video games most of my career actually. Since 2013 or 12 up until maybe 3 years ago. So for a good portion of my career, I've worked on games. Some of them have been desktop games. Actually, most of them have been mobile games. I've actually worked on a Disney project mobile game. I've worked on a few other mobile games. I did very well. Talk millions of players for these games. Um,
Is
yeah,
there
mobile games are a different beast.
No, I can imagine. Like I play a lot of mobile games and
Mhm.
they're very fun, but it looks like a lot of work goes into it.
It's quite a it's quite a thing, but in reality, some of these games only have a handful of developers that work on these games. So, for example, like
Yeah.
I think I was on a team of maybe 10 people, 10 developers, and we made a game that did like 10 million over 8 months. So it's like, the amount of impact that you can have is uh, pretty significant if you do it right.
Yeah. So do you like was it like growth wise, do you track that stuff? Like how do you
Track all
know?
that's half of the thing. Yeah, we track all of it. Every transaction, every spike, every sale, every
Wow.
every person who quit, every review. all that stuff is aggregated by a team of people who get paid to do that, right? So, yep, yep.
Sounds like it really sounds like a fun job.
It was
But then,
cool. It was cool. I preferred the the company that went under, uh, compared to the mobile game work. Uh, I think there were two different groups. I liked one better than the other, but in general, they are pretty cool environments actually to work in. Um, some studios are more business oriented. Some studios are more creative oriented, and you will definitely see that. You know, if you've been on
yeah,
both sides.
yeah, because like I've done with art, I've done like teaching people stuff, but then I've also done like where I was the person doing the job, and it's when you see both sides of something, it's really interesting because like you already know what a person's going through
Yeah,
when
when
you're
you
like,
see both, you kind of know when you like, when you don't like, if any. You know, it was a big thing for me to actually get out of games. Like I had to, I I decided I wanted to sort of generalize my portfolio so that I could kind of get work uh, opportunities elsewhere. Another thing is actually games, they don't pay that well uh,
really,
compared to other like regular companies. Yeah, they tend to overwork. Yeah, sometimes depending on the studio.
but
Some are better, some
imagine
are worse.
I imagine
But
deadlines are a big thing too.
it's because games is entertainment, and it's sort of depends on how well the new launch does, and there's always some uncertainty around that, and they just don't seem to. I think it's because they hire a lot of creatives, and creatives don't really get compensated that well in general, in my opinion.
I agree
Uh,
with that actually.
you know, so they hire a lot of artists, right? They don't pay artists as much as they should. I don't think. You
Yeah.
know.
It's like how do you price something to make it a general thing, but not have where someone's getting ripped off? You know, it's that weird balance. Because it's like it has to be enough to enough to live off of, right? To where you can do the
Yeah.
job without any problems. But then it has to also be where it's like a fair amount. So I think with
Yeah.
companies that might be the issue because it's like how do you pay a person and then pay another person who's also doing that to be fair?
Yeah. Like for example, the place that I worked at was more business oriented. So like the bread and butter of that company was really the people who developed like the economics behind the game, all
Yeah.
of the transactions and the upsells that they would try to, you know, get the player to indulge in, right? And those dudes, they paid them pretty well, pretty sure. But the artists uh, were kind of second, third tier, right? There were only a few of them in the studio. B, most of them were outsourced. So not only do they
Oh
not pay
man.
pay the in studio ones, but they don't even want to hire artists. They don't want them in the studio. They just don't see it being that important. So I was a designer. Designers tend to get compensated fairly well, actually, in tech, like almost too well, in my opinion. I think they almost are overpaid, actually. Um, and I'm being completely honest about that. I think some people are a lot of designers, they get too much. But like I was actually pretty fortunate in that I was an artist, and I was paid pretty well. So I can't really complain from my end. But I had to do a lot of design work. So it was like a designer's job in disguise. Like it wasn't drawing all day, but my title was an artist. I was doing a lot of interface design. That's tough work. It really is. It's not easy still, which is why the pay was all right. So
So did you get paid for
yeah.
both jobs, or was it because it sounds like if you were doing two jobs, it's like you should be getting paid for both, right?
Well, it was probably I had to actually negotiate a bit higher than what I was offered actually, and thankfully enough, they were flexible with that. So I had no problem doing that type of work. I was also the only UI UX artist in I believe in the studio for a period of time. And at one point, we didn't even have an art director, so it was almost like I was managing myself, and I was the only UI guy on in my thing.
Sounds
It's funny
like
they
you
tried
were.
to. It's funny how they try to loop UI in with like art. Not really.
Yeah, no,
Nah,
it's not the same.
dude, nah. Don't give me that shit. Don't be paying me an artist salary. You be paying me a designer salary because we solve problems. That's what we do. But and that's why I had to negotiate for something more. So I was
I
happy to
love,
take that when they
I
offered.
love, yeah, I love that because it's like there's levels to this shit, man. There's levels to this. Can't pay me that. Pay me this. You know.
Yeah, the other guy over there, he's worried about the reflections on the helmet. I'm over here like having a full blown like conversation with a team of engineers on how like data gets sorted in his table, and yet my title is still artist. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, maybe we should change that
Yeah.
job description a bit, but it's a bit
Yeah.
misleading.
I don't know. I think art jobs are always pretty funny because it's like how do you really explain that you do art for like a living without being like condescending to someone, you know? It's like, like, yeah, I'm a a children's book illustrator. So I get paid to just sit at home and draw. It's like on paper it just sounds like you're just gloating and you're really not. You're just saying what you're doing. It's funny to me. I still haven't figured that out.
I have to say, like, I don't technically, I don't do creative work for a living right now. I'm a product designer, right? It's like there are drops here and there of creative, but for the most part, it's quite black and white type of work. Either it's right or it's wrong. There's no in between. So and I have to say I'm pretty happy actually. So that enables me to on the side really indulge in my creative pursuits. So it was a major shift actually for me to do that type of thing because I always thought like I had to do creative work for a living. That was my calling. And
Yeah.
now I go to work. Well, I get up, I do the Twitch thing, and I do my creative pursuit, and then for the rest of the day, I work on a team of engineers essentially that build software. And while there is still some creative decision making there, a lot of it is very just I don't know how to put it, like logical thought process
Yeah.
instead of creative, different side of the brain, right?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Hmm.
I feel like because you need both to do something in like what you're doing, I feel like you have to juggle both ideas.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going like this under the table. um, but yeah, you have to juggle a lot of ideas at once, and it just like it has to make sense.
It does. It definitely does. And another thing about kind of where I ended up, which is in this product realm, is like there's no longer that worry in my head of like is the boss gonna like this color that I picked? there's a lot less of that. Like
Yeah.
he or she didn't like the color scheme because like that reminds him or her of like his ex and she liked that color and like that's why I have to redo this because of that personal qualm with that. Like there's none of that anymore and I am so
Yeah.
happy that that is completely eliminated from that because that is just garbage. That's all garbage to me. Like I would rather just like be like completely confused on something that I just can't get or figure out, but then I just eventually get it after they teach me it, like how something works, rather than struggling with trying to pick a color that he or she like may or may
Yeah.
not like. You know, like I had enough of that. You know, so
Yeah. No, I agree.
it drove me nuts doing some of that.
I think that's why I don't like working for people sometimes because it's like you work for people and it's just dealing with that all day, and you're
Telling you,
like, it's like, like I don't have the time for this. There's much more important things to be doing.
you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, right? Because the color that
Yeah.
you picked is the color you thought was the right one, right?
Or
Any other
like,
color is not going to be the one because you already picked the
exactly.
right one.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you
exactly.
don't want
Yeah.
that, then I don't want to make it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So
It's
it's
like,
like, um, I was doing this drawing, this T-Rex project, the amusement park, right? In hopes that it was going to be a part of a portfolio, a concept art portfolio, in hopes or plans to be put into a studio. But now I'm thinking like, why would I want to go back to doing that? You know,
right. Yeah. Just
why don't I just
going
go
back.
on Amazon and start selling shit on Amazon? And motherfuckers will just buy that. And if they don't buy it, I just stick to my other job where I get paid 4 times as much. So it's like,
Very
why
nice.
even build a portfolio? Like, I'm
I
just gonna build a
mean,
portfolio on my
yeah.
Amazon store where now it's
Yeah.
just essentially a store, you know?
Because
So
yeah, like portfolios, I feel like are kind of dead these days. You don't really need a portfolio anymore. Like you can, there's Instagram, there's like sites you can use. You don't really have to sit and draw stuff all day to like finish it. And sure, you can have it, but it's like
I
now
mean,
there's just
the only advantage of like getting placed in a nice studio is that you get to be around other people and these really cool these people that are really skilled in their craft, and like you can communicate with them. We got about 5 minutes here, but after five, I gotta leave. But like just to top
yeah,
this one off,
yeah.
they are really fun places to work. They really are. But I mean, everybody's going remote. You know, it's like
Yeah, that seems to be the
what's it's
it's weird. I agree. So yeah, like you said, guys are really running out of time here. So
but
is there anything
thanks.
you wanna is there anything you wanna shout out before we go?
Uh, let's see. Well, yeah, like I was saying, if this goes anywhere, I do creative work on Twitch, drawings and stuff like that. I'm on every day, early in the morning. So if you're an early morning riser, having your coffee in the morning, maybe you're doing your own work, drop in, put my shit up in the background, and we can work together, that type of thing. And
Yeah,
drop in, say what's up. My Twitch is Turkey Dog,
I'll be
TurkeyDog, Turkey Dog.
yeah. I'll
So,
put everything in the description so people can check it out.
and Instagram is the same thing, but I believe the Turkey Dog has like 3 G's at the end of it, just because I'm cool like that.
Yeah, it'll
People do that, I guess. So
it'll be figured out
Turkey
after.
Dog with
I
three
got you.
G's.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, I'm everywhere. I have crap everywhere, but find me on Twitch.
yeah. Just watch him draw dinosaurs on Twitch.
Exactly, man. I'm doing this train right now. It's awesome.
All right. So, of course, as usual, if you want to check out any of my social media. It's going to be in the bottom, and as well as his stuff as well. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right, Court.